Death is a topic that many of us shy away from. It's not something we like to think about, but it's a natural part of life. Just as we're born, we all must die someday. Understanding death can help us appreciate life more. When we talk about death, we're not trying to be morbid. We're simply exploring a process that every living being goes through. This journey is fascinating from a scientific point of view. Knowing what happens after death can help us make informed decisions. It can guide us in planning for our own passing. This knowledge can bring comfort during difficult times. By the end, you might find that understanding death helps you appreciate life even more. What happens to our bodies after death? This question has intrigued humans for centuries. It's a query that crosses cultures, religions, and time periods. We all wonder about it at some point in our lives. The answer to this question is both simple and complex. On one hand, our bodies stop functioning. Our hearts no longer beat, our lungs no longer breathe. But on the other hand, a whole new set of processes begins. Our bodies start to break down and return to nature. Understanding what happens after death can be comforting. It helps us see death as a natural process rather than something to be afraid of. These are what we'll be focusing on in this essay. Death is a universal experience that touches every corner of the living world. Every living thing, from the smallest bacteria to the largest whale, will eventually face death. It's an inevitable part of the cycle of life, a natural process that begins with birth and ends with death. Understanding death can help us come to terms with our own mortality, providing a deeper appreciation for the time we have. It can also help us cope with the loss of loved ones, offering a framework for processing grief and finding solace. When we understand death, we can make better decisions about end-of-life care, ensuring that our final days are spent in comfort and dignity. We can plan for our own passing in a way that aligns with our values and beliefs, making our wishes known to those we leave behind. Knowledge about death can guide us in making choices about things like organ donation and funeral arrangements, ensuring our legacy lives on. Learning about death doesn't have to be scary or morbid. It can be an enlightening experience. It can actually be quite fascinating from a scientific perspective, offering insights into the mysteries of life itself. When we accept that our time is limited, we may be more inclined to make the most of it, cherishing each moment. In this way, learning about death can actually be a celebration of life, encouraging us to live fully and meaningfully. The moment of death marks the beginning of significant and rapid changes in our bodies. The first and most crucial change is the stopping of the heart, which ceases to beat. When the heart stops beating, it no longer pumps blood through our bodies, halting circulation. This means that oxygen and essential nutrients stop reaching our cells, leading to deprivation. Without these vital elements, our cells begin to die off rapidly, starting a cascade of cellular death. Another immediate change is the relaxation of muscles throughout the body. This happens because the muscles are no longer receiving electrical signals from the brain. The muscles that control our eyelids and jaw are often the first to relax, leading to a slackened appearance. The body's temperature also begins to drop steadily after death. This cooling process is called algor mortis, or death chill, and it is a natural occurrence. The body cools at a rate of about 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit per hour until it reaches the ambient room temperature. The skin also undergoes noticeable changes shortly after death. This discoloration is known as livor mortis or lividity, and it results from the settling of blood in the lower parts of the body. Section 5. Signs of death. One of the most well-known signs of death is rigor mortis. This is the stiffening of the body's muscles after death. It usually begins 2 to 6 hours after death and can last for 24 to 84 hours. Rigor mortis starts in the smaller muscles of the face and neck. It then spreads to the rest of the body. After a few days, the muscles begin to relax again as they start to break down. Another sign of death is livor mortis, which we mentioned earlier. This is the settling of blood in the lower portions of the body. It causes the skin to appear bluish-purple in these areas. The eyes also show signs of death. The corneas become cloudy within a few hours after death. The eyes may also sink into their sockets as the body loses fluids. Section 6. The process of decomposition. Decomposition begins almost immediately after death. The first stage is called autolysis, or self-digestion. In this stage, the body's enzymes start to break down cells from the inside out. This process starts in the abdomen, where digestive enzymes are most abundant. As autolysis progresses, bacteria in the gut begin to multiply rapidly. These bacteria start to break down the body's tissues. This stage is called putrefaction. It's characterized by the production of gases that cause the body to bloat. Insects play a significant role in decomposition. Flies are often the first to arrive, laying eggs in the body's orifices and wounds. Different species of insects arrive at different stages of decomposition. As decomposition continues, the body's soft tissues break down, leaving behind only the skeleton. Section 7. Environmental factors in decay. The environment plays a crucial role in how quickly a body decomposes. Temperature is one of the most important factors. In general, warmer temperatures speed up decomposition. This is because heat promotes bacterial growth and chemical reactions. Cold temperatures, on the other hand, can slow or even halt decomposition. Humidity also affects decomposition. High humidity can accelerate the process by providing moisture that bacteria need to thrive. Low humidity can lead to mummification, where the body dries out and is preserved. The presence or absence of oxygen also impacts decomposition. Bodies left in the open air tend to decompose more quickly due to the abundance of oxygen. Other environmental factors include soil type, insect activity, and scavenger access. Section 8. Legal procedures after death. When someone dies, there are several legal procedures that must be followed. The first step is usually to have a medical professional pronounce the death. This could be a doctor, nurse, or in some cases, a paramedic. They will check for signs of life and if none are found, declare the time of death. After the death is pronounced, a death certificate must be issued. This is an official legal document that states the cause, time, and place of death. It's usually signed by a doctor or medical examiner. The death certificate is necessary for many legal and practical matters. These include closing bank accounts, transferring property, and claiming life insurance. In some cases, an autopsy may be required. Once these legal procedures are complete, the body can be released to the family. Section 9. The gift of life organ donation. Organ donation is a sensitive topic, but it's an important one to discuss. When someone dies, they have the potential to save or improve the lives of others through organ donation. Organs like the heart, lungs, liver, and kidneys can be transplanted to people who need them. Tissues like corneas, skin, and heart valves can also be donated. The decision to donate organs is a personal one. Many people choose to register as organ donors during their lifetime. This decision is often indicated on their driver's license or in a separate registry. If someone hasn't registered, the decision may fall to their next of kin. It's important to discuss your wishes about organ donation with your family. Time is crucial in organ donation. Hospitals have protocols in place to determine if someone is eligible for organ donation. Section 10. Death as a natural part of life. As we've explored the biological processes that occur after death, it's important to remember that death is a natural part of life. Every living thing experiences death. It's the final stage in the cycle of life that begins with birth. Understanding this can help us come to terms with our own mortality and the loss of loved ones. Accepting death as natural doesn't mean we shouldn't grieve. Grief is a normal and healthy response to loss. It's okay to feel sad, angry, or confused when someone dies. These feelings are part of the process of coming to terms with the loss. Understanding what happens after death can sometimes help with the grieving process. It can provide a sense of closure and acceptance. Learning about death can also help us appreciate life more fully. Section 11. Cherishing life and relationships. As we conclude our exploration of what happens after death, it's important to shift our focus back to life, to the moments that make our existence meaningful. Understanding death can give us a greater appreciation for the time we have, reminding us of the fleeting nature of our days. It can motivate us to live more fully and intentionally, to seek out adventures and embrace every moment with enthusiasm. Every day is an opportunity to create meaningful experiences and connections, to laugh, to share, and to build memories that will last a lifetime. One of the most valuable things we can do in life is to nurture our relationships, to invest time and love into the people who matter most to us. Our connections with family, friends, and community give our lives meaning and joy, creating a support system that enriches our existence. Knowing that our time is limited can inspire us to prioritize these relationships, to make the effort to stay connected and show our affection. It can encourage us to express our love and appreciation more often, to say the words that matter, and to show our gratitude in meaningful ways. Taking care of our health is another way to cherish life, ensuring that we have the energy and vitality to enjoy our days to the fullest. While we can't prevent death, we can take steps to live healthier and potentially longer lives, making choices that support our well-being. By living with purpose and cherishing our relationships, we can make the most of the time we have, creating a legacy that lives on after we're gone, leaving a positive impact on those who follow.